We're going to be looking at Meals on Wheels of the Monterey Peninsula today.
Okay.
And, everybody knows Meals on Wheels. They deliver meals to people who need a little extra help.
Right.
But, so they're going way beyond just dropping off food.
Okay.
And so to dive into that today, we have this article. It's talking about a program called Home Heart Heroes.
Mm.
And basically, they're doing these small home repairs for their clients.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, things that a lot of us just take for granted.
Right.
But can really make a huge difference in someone's life.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's interesting because it seems like they've identified a need that I think a lot of people overlook. We tend to think about, food insecurity.
Right.
And rightfully so. But for a lot of seniors and homebound individuals, the challenges are much bigger than just, getting a meal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is a great example of an organization really understanding its community and coming up with creative solutions to meet those needs.
Absolutely.
And it makes me think about, the concept of aging in place.
Mm-hmm.
This idea that people want to stay in their homes as they get older.
Right.
And to make that really work, the home environment needs to be safe and supportive.
For sure.
And the article talks about some specific types of repairs they've been doing, like grab bars in bathrooms,
Okay.
wheelchair ramps, even fixing things like broken steps or railings.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it makes you realize how something like a loose handrail could be a major safety hazard for somebody with mobility issues.
For sure. Absolutely. And these repairs are about more than just safety.
Right.
But, it's about dignity and independence as well.
Right.
Can you imagine struggling to get in and out of your own shower every day or feeling trapped in your home?
Oh, yeah.
Because of, a few broken steps.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that can really wear on someone's sense of self-worth.
For sure. Feeling trapped in your own home.
Yeah.
It's got to be awful.
And the article actually quotes Jacob Shafer.
Okay.
He's a senior director at Meals on Wheels. And he was talking about clients living in what he calls unfavorable conditions.
Yeah.
And he actually mentions one client who had been crawling in and out of his bathtub for over a year because he couldn't safely step over the side.
Wow.
Can you imagine that?
It's heartbreaking just to think about what some people are going through,
Right.
And that's what I think makes this program so powerful. They're not just patching up homes.
Yeah.
They're really restoring people's ability to live with dignity and independence.
I was really fascinated by how Meals on Wheels actually discovered this need in the first place.
Oh, okay.
They didn't just assume they knew what their clients needed. They asked.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they added questions about home repairs to their regular client surveys. And they got incredible responses.
Yeah.
Something like 80% of their clients reported needing some kind of repair.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, that's huge. That's a really important takeaway here, I think. This program isn't based on assumptions.
Right.
It's driven by, the real lived experiences of the people that they serve.
Absolutely.
By listening to their clients and taking their feedback seriously.
Yeah.
Meals on Wheels uncovered this hidden need that they were in a really unique position to actually address.
Yeah, they had this aha moment where they realized we're already going into these homes every day.
Right.
We already have a relationship built with these clients.
Totally.
Why not expand our services to meet these other critical needs?
Yeah, that's a brilliant example of just leveraging existing resources and infrastructure to, create a more comprehensive and holistic approach to supporting their community.
Yeah.
They recognize that true well-being is a lot more than just nutritious meals. It's about, creating an environment where people can thrive physically and emotionally.
Absolutely. And they've seen the impact already.
Mm-hmm.
They started small.
Okay.
Completing about 10 projects initially.
Yeah.
But they're already planning to do another 30 or 40 in the coming months.
Wow.
So clearly they've hit on something really important here.
Yeah. What's really interesting about this to me is it seems like it's addressing a systemic issue.
Right.
That often falls through the cracks.
Yeah.
We have systems in place to address, food insecurity, healthcare needs, even social isolation.
Yeah.
But home safety and accessibility are often overlooked.
Yeah, you're totally right. And that goes back to what you were saying before about aging in place.
Right.
And this program really shows just how much we need a more holistic approach to supporting seniors and people with disabilities who want to stay in their homes.
For sure. We tend to focus on, individual needs, meals, medication, transportation. But, to create a truly supportive environment requires a much broader perspective. These home repairs are just a crucial piece of that.
Have you ever run into this issue yourself?
Oh.
Maybe with a family member or a friend who was struggling to stay in their own home?
Yeah, I have. My own grandmother lived in this lovely old house. But it had these really steep stairs.
Oh, yeah.
That became really difficult for her as she got older.
Sure.
And it really, limited her mobility.
Yeah.
And made her feel kind of isolated in her own home.
It's amazing how something as simple as a set of stairs can become such a barrier.
Yeah.
I bet a lot of our listeners can relate to that experience, either personally or through somebody they know.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you wonder how many people out there are just struggling silently with similar challenges.
Right. It's a problem that deserves a lot more attention, for sure.
Yeah.
And what's so great about Meals on Wheels is that they're not just fixing things.
Right.
They're really empowering their clients by giving them a voice in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that survey we were talking about?
Yeah.
That's really crucial to their whole model.
Yeah. They're asking their clients, what do you need to feel safe and comfortable at home?
Right. Exactly.
It's about respect.
Yeah.
Collaboration.
Yeah.
Recognizing, the individual's ability to shape their own environment.
Right. It shifts things from, being a passive recipient of services to an active participant in, creating solutions.
Yeah.
And that can have a huge impact on somebody's sense of dignity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the article mentions that they're planning to make this a core program.
Oh, wow.
Not just a one-off thing.
That's fantastic.
So that says a lot about their commitment to this idea of holistic care.
Yeah, it really does. It's a testament to their vision and their understanding that physical, emotional, and social well-being are all connected. They're showing that real compassion is about a lot more than just meeting basic needs. It's about creating a whole environment where people can really thrive.
And they're showing that it can be done.
Right.
They started small, but it's already expanding really quickly, which, kind of shows that there's this huge unmet need out there.
For sure.
I wonder what this would look like if it was in other places.
Yeah.
Could other organizations do this too?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the potential for this to grow is enormous.
Yeah.
The great thing about it is that it can be adapted.
Yeah.
The types of repairs might be different depending on what the community needs.
Right.
But the core idea that, client-centered care, working together to solve problems and focusing on well-being, that can work anywhere.
This really makes you think, huh?
Yeah.
Like most of us we take for granted these simple things we do around the house every day. Walking up the stairs or getting in and out of the shower or even opening a window. But for someone with mobility issues, those everyday things can be huge challenges.
Yeah, it's a good point. It really makes you realize that, our surroundings can either help us or hold us back.
Yeah.
We talk about accessibility a lot in terms of public spaces, like ramps and elevators and braille signs and all that. But our homes are important too, especially as we get older or if our health changes.
Absolutely. And, it's not just about physical things either.
Right.
You think about someone who, has cognitive impairment.
Yeah.
Even a familiar place can be confusing or even dangerous.
Yeah.
If it's not set up to meet their needs.
Yeah, you're right. You've hit on a really important point there.
Yeah.
That idea of home. It's so connected to feeling safe and secure and who we are. When our homes don't feel safe or manageable anymore, it can really mess with our emotions and our quality of life.
So really, what Meals on Wheels is doing goes way beyond just fixing stuff.
Right.
Wouldn't you say? They're helping people feel more peaceful and have more dignity and control over their lives.
Exactly. They're tapping into a really basic human need.
Yeah.
We all need a place where we feel safe and comfortable and we can live our lives to the fullest.
Right.
And what's amazing to me is that they're doing all of this with just these simple acts of service. A grab bar here, a ramp there, just a few hours of work and a little bit of caring.
Yeah. It's incredible how such small changes can make such a big difference.
For sure.
Makes you wonder what we could do, even if we're not handy.
Yeah.
to support this kind of work. So as we wrap up our deep dive today on Home Heart Heroes, I want you to think about how you can help create a better environment for seniors and people with disabilities in your community. Maybe reach out to a neighbor, volunteer your time, or even just talk about these issues with others. Every little thing helps.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Home Heart Heroes.
Yeah, this was great.
Yeah, it was really inspiring, and we encourage you to check out the Meals on Wheels website to find out more about what they're doing.
For sure.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep making the world a better place.
Absolutely.